everyone. My name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States, which is midday in Australia or 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. Sniper Girl, good to see you. Remember, if you miss the live streams, you can catch up with the premiere event streams on a Friday and Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time in the US, which is 9 a.m. in Australia or 10 p.m. if you're in the UK. I do 3D. Wow, you'd never would have guessed, would you? And you're so cheeky. So cheeky, Sniper Girl. I hope you're well. Yes, we're working on a rotunda garden terrace in 3D Studio Max. We're modelling it up at the moment using some elements of photogrammetry. Then we're going to be taking that into Mari and Substance Painter to texture up some pieces. And finally, we're going to take it into Eon View to do some beauty renders. Sniper Girl says, the day I'm serious is the day I'm dead. Good way to be, Sniper Girl. The world's way too serious and too depressing as it is, so you got to have a bit of fun. And that's okay. You can have a bit of fun. All you guys and girls can have a bit of fun. I don't mind. Remember, if you have a question, please feel free to pop in the chat and ask me. If you just want to pop in like Sniper Girl and say hello, that is always welcome. But if all you want to do is watch, that's completely fine. Okay, let's jump in, shall we? Are you well, Sniper Girl? You've been doing some more work on that band last night? I'm not sure what time, but it must be evening time, I guess, for you. I'm assuming you're in the US. I could be wrong. People all over the world, the time zones confuse me. Got an eyelash caught in my eye. You'll be happy to know too that I've added a couple of more lights to my setup here, so hopefully we won't have problems with my green screen coming in and out when the clouds come over and duck behind outside. And so hopefully the green screen's looking good and will stay looking good, but let me know if it doesn't. Okay, so what are we doing? We are going to be setting this up as like a bit of a kit bash setup. So I'm going to, this is a model that's going on my 3D store on the Creative Market, and eventually it'll probably go on ArtStation as well. You're doing good. That's good to hear, Sniper Girl. Working on assets for the roof, modelled a hardcover storage container, propane heater, and working on a generator. Wow, you're a machine, Sniper Girl. You get those models out quick. You're quicker than me. That's good to hear because it was looking great. And again, if anyone wants to see what we're talking about, Sniper Girl has posted images in the gallery section on the Phil Does 3D Discord server. So jump on the Discord if you haven't already. I've just popped a link in Twitch chat there for you. Just click that link and you can join the Discord. Only subs can post links in Twitch chat, but everyone can post links in Discord. I'm just going to mute my mic. We'll have a quick... Okay. It's 37, 38 degrees here today, so it's pretty hot. That's Celsius, by the way. Got to keep my fluids up. So yes, getting back to the model. That's like a bit of a kit bash kit, so I'm going to make it so that whoever purchases the model can add as many steps as they want. Well, we'll say up to 4, because more than 4 steps, you're just going to have a rotunda full of steps. So they can have no steps, 2 steps, 1 step, 4 steps, 3 steps. Actually, I haven't done one with 1 step. Must remember to do that. We've done the 2 steps. We'll do the 3 steps now, and then we'll do the 4 steps, and then the 1 step. All right. 3 steps. We're doing 3 steps, yes. So I'm going to just isolate these 2 pieces so that we can work a little bit more easily. All right. Now we need to make some adjustments to the railing. I want these decorative pieces to sit just inside or just outside of these half circle terrace pieces, because we're going to be putting columns in the corner here, so we can't have them right in the corner. They've got to come out. And at the moment they're in the wrong spot. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just make a copy of this, because we need to work with it for 4 steps. So we'll move one off. Let us ungroup it. Let's open the group. We won't ungroup it. Sniper Girl says the only other things I want to do for the roof is a ladder and also a grill. Well, it was looking good when you posted the images yesterday. I'm assuming it's looking even better now with the other bits and pieces you've put on the roof. You're putting solar panels up there as well. Did you mention that? Or have you changed your mind? Because solar panels would look cool. So we're going to take this decorative piece and we're going to move it out. So if I assume that the column comes out 3 either way. Yeah, if I got the solar panels, it's modelled too. Okay, cool. Don't want to go modelling something you're not going to use. Well, you can, but yeah, no, solar panels will look cool. So yeah, I've got to allow for 3 runs for the column that's going to go in the corner, and then I don't want this ironwork right up against the column, so I'm going to allow for. We'll allow for 3 either side. So from here on. Sniper Girl says majority of the solar panels will just be texture work, so they were super easy to do. Oh, okay, cool. Sniper Girl is going to be, is thinking about selling her model on the UE4 marketplace, so it's more of a game model. So anytime I guess you can say polys is a good thing for a game model. So doing it as a texture is a good idea. I'm going to throw down an edit poly. We're going to count out the first 3 and then the next 3, and then those ironwork take about 3. So I'm going to remove these 3. Okay. Let's move our little piece of ironwork over. Sniper Girl says, yeah, couldn't do what you're doing in Unreal. People would kill me. That's the advantage you see when you make something for yourself. I don't have to worry about what people think. If I like it, that's all that matters. And it's different if you're working for someone or you're doing a job for a client, of course, but if you're doing it for yourself, well then, it's my world, I do what I want. Although we do have to go through that level, that cinematic I created in UE4. If I do want to turn it into a game, I do have to go through and optimize the meshes and the textures a bit. Because, you know, we don't want people to have a GTX 2080 Ti to be able to play the game. That wouldn't be good. Sniper Girl says, yeah, and you're doing it for a different medium. You're not wanting to make that scene in a game? No. This model is not going into the game, no. But do you remember the house in the hollow, the cinematic I created in UE4? I don't know if you were actually on... You would have seen bits and pieces. You were popping in and out. I finished that cinematic, and I'm thinking about turning that house and that environment into a game, which we'll come back to maybe later in the year. But to do that, I do need to optimize the meshes and optimize the textures, because there's three textures per object, which is too much. It should only be 1. So we'd have to condense the textures, so we've reduced the draw calls and that sort of thing. Sniper Girl says, I know that was my point, was referring to the one you're working on currently. Yeah, no, this one, no, this one is too high poly to go into a game. This one I'm creating for a render. So this will be sold on my shop, my 3D store, so people can do renders in whatever rendering engine they use inside of their 3D program, or in V-Ray, or in Eon View. I'm going to do the beauty renders in Eon View, so we can do a full-on 3D environment for it. Not the environment isn't included in the model, but it's for the beauty renders. Sniper Girl, FS Vault, it's good to see you, FS Vault. How are you? Did you have a good weekend, a good week, a good Christmas, all that sort of stuff? I don't think I've seen you since Christmas, have I? My apologies if I have. Sniper Girl says, 3 per object, would you need any help? Oh, I could always use some help. I never say no to help. I'm never too proud to want help. And you shouldn't be either if you're a 3D person, you're working in a studio environment, or even just working on your own. many hands make what's the saying? Many hands make light work or something. So yeah, and because there's a lot of assets in that level, there's all the furniture that all has to be optimized. It's a big job. Plus, I've got to expand it because you can't make a game just based on one building. You have to have more areas for people to explore. I'm doing well, FS Vault. I hope. So yes, Sniper Girl's working on something that she popped images of on the Discord server, FS Vault. So check it out on there. We showed it yesterday. So yes, this terrace now is not going into a game. It's just going to be used for rendering. Although, like I said, I was mistaken. These metal pieces are not 80,000 polys. They're about 3,000 polys. So. FS Vault says trying to learn Substance Designer. Yeah, Substance Designer is a good program, but it is very full on. It's not something I even tackle. I'm not saying I played with it. I can use it, but I wouldn't say I was great at using it. It is very good though. You guys hear that? Oh, it was posted in Discord. I think Smurfberry Barbecue posted it. Where is Smurfberry, by the way? And where is my moderator? Where is Sniper Echo? He posted that Adobe had bought Substance Painter, which is a bit of a surprise. Adobe taking over the world. They're as bad as Autodesk. Just like Autodesk. I know I just held the shift key down because I want to fill up that little hole we just made by removing the ironwork. Just making sure I have angle snap turned off. We do have to go through these wrought iron pieces too and just make some small adjustments so not everything is so perfect, because remember we used the spacing tool to lay them down, and they're identically perfect, and that's not natural, so I must remember to go through and fix that. You're doing good, Episbot? Good to hear. It's been a while. I saw your Unreal House video. It was awesome. Oh, thank you, Episbot. I'm glad you liked it. Yep, it's been a while, but I'm glad that you're well. New year. Where did 2018 go? Seriously, it just seemed to fly by. I'm sure this year will go by just as quickly as well. I'm going to line these up individually. And like I said, I don't mind that they're not perfect because perfect is fake. So I am going to go through and make some small adjustments here and there to a couple of the rails. Just move one closer to the other a little bit, maybe rotate one a little bit, just so they're not perfect. Episbolt says, got to snag those perpetual licenses. That's it. Well, you know, once it goes to Adobe, they're going to charge you a subscription to use it, and they're going to charge an arm and a leg. You know what Adobe's prices are like. When they force you to subscribe, you can't get a perpetual license anymore, which is a real bummer. I mean, I love Adobe's products. Don't get me wrong. I use Photoshop constantly. I use Adobe Premiere Pro constantly. I love the software, but wow, they really charge an arm and a leg. Thankfully, the studio, though, takes care of that for me. But I guess they have special prices if you're a student. I think you can get cheaper prices as a student of Adobe subscription stuff. Okay, so we need to move this one over. So again, we're going to count out 3 and then count out 3. So from here back. No, I don't want to remove those. I want to remove these. I'm just going to pull back and check that the spacing looks about right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like I need to remove this one and take this one. Smurfberry barbecue. Speak of the devil. I was just talking about you saying, where is Smurfberry? How are you, Smurf? Good to see you. Sniper Girl says, I'm worried about that, to be honest. I mean, Adobe has a history of buying software companies, running them into the ground, then shutting down the products. I see them more like the EA of the art world myself. You're not wrong. What choice do you have, though? I mean, I know there's other software, apart from Photoshop, if you want to do that sort of work, bitmap work. But to be honest with you, Photoshop is such a great program. You know, I couldn't imagine using anything else. And it's used in every studio. If you send work between studios, if you're not doing print stuff where you need to send TIFF or something, you send a PSD. Everyone uses it, and Adobe knows it. But you're right, it's always a worry. Autodesk do the same thing. You remember Softimage or Softimage, that 3D program? Autodesk purchased that and let it die. So companies have a habit of doing that. They do it like to buy up the competition and then let the program die. Even though Adobe really has no program like Substance Painter that I'm aware of. But you never know. FSVold says, I'm terrified of that. I'm going to buy Painter for 150 and Designer for 150. I hate them too. Subscriptions are evil. They're like loot boxes in games. Subscriptions are evil. You know, you never own the software. That sucks. You're paying money every year, and as soon as you stop paying your subscription, of course, you can't use the software anymore. It's not like the old days where you bought a license and that was it. You could use it for as long as you wanted. The subscription model is evil. It's pure evil. Companies are going that way because they know they're doing it because they make more money. I mean, they wouldn't do it otherwise. So them trying to say to you, oh, you're going to save money because, you know, it's cheaper to buy a subscription every month than it is to buy the program outright. Well, maybe if you only use the program for a month and then you don't need to use it anymore, that might be true. But most of us who work with this sort of stuff need to use it all the time for a long period of time. So it turns out much more expensive. So yes, guys and girls, if you are interested in Substance Painter, I would advise you to do what these guys and girls are talking about in chat and actually buy a license before Adobe take it over. I mean, it'll probably take a little while for Adobe to integrate it properly into their subscription service, I'm assuming. But I wouldn't give them more than 12 months before they did it. It's going to be interesting too to see if it has any effects with Epic Games, because Substance is used a lot in Epic Games. It integrates with UE4 quite a lot. I'm just wondering whether anything will change with Adobe purchasing it. I don't know. FSVold, yeah. Sniper Girl says, I'm worried about Photoshop. I'm worried about anything that they buy. FSVold says, Blender is godsend in today's world. Well, that's true, although I love Max. Max is my baby. But Blender is incredibly good. Version 2.8, I mean, they've done amazing things in Blender. They really have. And it's free, guys and girls. Blender is free. Sniper Girl says, I'd rather pay $200 and own it. I agree. And Sniper Girl says, the second I get my taxes back, I pay for Designer. FSVold says, it's awesome. You can still buy ZBrush for $900 USD. Which I think is quite expensive, you know. I think ZBrush, you don't get me started on ZBrush, okay, guys? You know what I'm like when it comes to ZBrush. I love the I love what it does. I just don't like the interface. But I think it's a bit expensive, personally. $900 for ZBrush. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I was right the first time. Let's remove those. Sniper Girl says, yeah, you can own it forever. Smurfberry says, Phil turns green and smashes things. That's right. That's what I do when I get into ZBrush. Sniper Girl says they update it and you get the update for free. That's true. That is true. I had forgotten about that, Sniper Girl. You are correct. ZBrush, they allow you to upgrade it for free. But Algorithmic do that too, which I'm sure Adobe won't. Well, Adobe will do point updates over the subscription, which you'll get for free because you're subscribing. But Algorithmic, once you bought the software, you could get the updates for free. And ZBrush, they do it as well. So you are right. I did forget about that. Okay, now I'm going to have to remember to put these little bars back in, because when I removed the bars here, I forgot that they go all the way through the rail. But that's okay. It'll be an easy fix. We'll get the ironwork done first, and then we'll worry about that. So let's move this one along. Now you see, because I'm creating something that I want to allow people to mix up and make a new shape model from, is why I have to do all of these little fiddly movements and things. Generally, I wouldn't do this with a model I sell. I just sell it the way I make it. But people like this kit bash stuff now, so got to follow the trends. I understand why they like it. I mean, if you're buying something, you want the option to be able to make it different, or make different types, different shapes, different versions of that model. So I do get the appeal of a kit bash. But from a design point of view, it's a real pain in the ass. Just saying. Let's copy these ones over. Sniper Girl says, yeah, agreed. Kit bash can suck. It does suck. I'm sorry for all you kit bash fans, but man, from a design point of view, it really sucks. But I get it. Like I said, I do get it. I understand why you like it. Okay, now these ones actually do have that little bar. You would do that just to make life difficult for me, wouldn't you? Wow. Okay, no problem. Let's select these three. I'm going to remove the bar from the top. Oh, wow. I forgot about that. Okay. Why you make my life so hard? How am I going to do this? Wow. Okay, this is how I'm going to do this, because it's just too fiddly to try and make sub-selections through here. I'm going to just remove these three we just added. Okay. Now I'm going to remove these before I copy the other three over. Okay. And in fact, I'm going to remove these as well. I'm going to copy the entire bar. It'll just be simpler. There we go. I'm going to position this first one first, and then we'll come and we'll reposition the other two. And now again, I can see here that the gap here is a bit wider than the gap here, but that's fine. I don't want it to be perfect. So let's move this one in a little bit. And then this one. Sniper Girl says, you do 3D art, that makes you at least a partial masochist. That's exactly right. Although we don't want to put people off from doing 3D by telling them it's masochistic to put yourself through it. It's fun. I enjoy it. most times I enjoy it. There are times I don't, but they're few and far between. Generally, I like it. I enjoy it. Okay, let's keep moving around here. So this one, there would be a bar here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to remove these 3. I'm going to do the same thing again here. I think I'm going to remove the top pieces and we'll replace them. Oh, no, let me undo that. I don't want to do that here. Sniper Girl says you enjoy it because you're a masochist. That's it. Well, that could be true, Sniper Girl. That could be very true. I would not disagree. But I enjoy it because it's fun too. And you know, I've done quite a few different things in my life as far as a career goes over the years. And this is probably the thing I enjoy the most of all the stuff I've done. And you know, I trained as a chef. I worked in web development. I used to work for the Science and Technology Museum here in Melbourne for a little while as well. I have a retail background as well, which I've never really mentioned because big deal. You worked in retail. I was a purchaser, a buyer, purchaser for the Science Works store for a while. So anything to do with technology and science, I've always liked. Android Lust, it's good to see you. Android Lust says, enjoy it. That's what a masochist would say. That's right. It's good to see you, Android Lust. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. The missing one will be 5 here, but I'm not going to replace the missing one here because the column is going to hide that part of the railing anyway. On this side, we need to count out 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 3 here. Whoop, wrong button. I always hit the Windows key when I mean to hit the Control key or the Alt key. I do have there's a setting on my keyboard I can turn on to turn the lock to lock the Windows key, so if you accidentally press it, it doesn't do anything. I should turn it on. So let's delete those. Let's move this one over. Any of you playing Resident Evil 2, the updated version that was just released this week? Because that's a classic Resident Evil game, RE2. Just curious. I know you mentioned it, Sniper Girl. It is a great game, Sniper Girl. I agree. They did a great job. I'm just going to go with the local axes here. Before I do that, I'm going to remove these ones. Now, whoa. Let's switch it back from local. It did not like it. Sniper Girl says, bet Claire's Claire's already beat Claire A already. Oh, okay, we'll eventually play Leon B. Haven't had time to do it yet. Cool. From what I've heard, the playthrough isn't dramatically different between the two characters. But there are some scenes that are in one character that aren't in the other. But from what I've heard from people, the playthrough is not too dissimilar to each other. Like, not a lot of difference between the two characters when you play through their game, apart from a couple of cutscenes and stuff. But that's okay. It's a good game. Doesn't matter if the playthrough is similar. I think what makes the Resident Evil games really, really cool is the characters themselves. They created some really interesting characters for the game, like Leon and Claire, and the Asian woman. I can't remember her name now. What is her name? Ada Wong. So they created some really cool characters. The Sniper Girl says some scenes and a few items are different, yeah, which is fine. I'm just going to jump into the top viewport here. And just make a couple of adjustments. Actually, I was going to say, you can see the rotation is off on some of them. Let's move them in properly though, because they're not in the right spot here, some of these. And I was going to say I should rotate a couple of them around, but I'm not going to, because again, I want it to look unique. I don't want it to look perfect. So we can see here, the gap is bigger, and we can see the rotation on this is just a little bit off. That's fine. I want that. I don't want to fix those changes, because it just makes it more real. Snappy Girl says we'll probably beat Leon B's during the weekend. I really want to get the gas station done. You know, it gets like that. Sometimes you get a burst of creativity and you don't want to do anything else, and other times you look at the 3D program and you think, oh, the last thing I want to do is turn you on. So yeah, again, I'm purposefully not making these perfect. The gap is different. The rotation is a little different on the bar as well. So, okay, so those two are done. Let's keep moving around. I must remember to go through and fix these little bits at the top as well, though. Look through here where they don't have any bars. I must fix that, but I'll do that at the end. Okay. So is that right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to remove those 3. I wonder if they're going to do a remake of Resident Evil 4, because that was a pretty good game too. It would be cool if they remade that one. Because we all know not all the Resident Evil games have been gold, some of them have been pretty bad. And did you hear? Oh, pardon me. Metro Exodus is being released as an exclusive on the Epic Games launcher, their store. So it's not going to be sold on Steam for another 12 months. I think until 2020 it goes back to Steam. If you pre-ordered it, which I don't know why any of you would do that, because pre-ordering is evil, and don't do it, because you just encourage companies to release to sell you their DLC. So. Or to release a buggy game. Don't pre-order stuff. It's not like they're going to sell out of a digital game. Trust me. Did I put this in the wrong spot? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah, it's going to be exclusive to the Epic Games store for the next 12 months. Sniper Girl says, I heard mostly due to Steam's cut is pretty high. Yeah, Steam take about 30% cut if you're a game developer and you want to sell your game on Steam, which is quite high, whereas Epic Games, I believe, only take 12%, I think. Again, don't quote me, I could be wrong. So I can see from a developer's point of view why you would prefer to sell on Epic's store as opposed to Steam. Steam they really have to reduce their rates. 30% is too high. I sell my models, they take generally a 30% cut, which I'm not happy about, and that's something else I'd like to see change. I like these online stores to take less of a cut. Now, with the exception of the Unreal Marketplace, they don't take that high cut. It's really, really quite low on if you're selling a model on the UE4 Marketplace. But things like the Creative Market or ArtStation, they take a 30% cut. ArtStation, unless you're a pro member, then it's less, but yeah. Sniper Girl says, reduce rates or go extinct. That's all Steam can do. Yeah, well, that's true. They're not making games anymore, are they? I mean, we're not going to get another Half-Life game, so all they do is sell other people's work. And it maybe because I sell my work online through these marketplaces, it always sticks in my craw when I'm the one doing all the work and you're taking 30% of my sales. But I'm not going to say for nothing, but certainly not 30%'s worth what you're offering me. Just allowing me to put my model on for sale on your site. I mean, I have my own store on my own webpage, my private webpage. It's not hard to set up a store. So don't tell me that you need a 30% cut to do it. That's outrageous. Oh, Phil's on a roll today. Bitch, bitch, bitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, let's delete those. Sniper Girl says, we're getting another Half-Life. I wish. Getting another Half-Life game. The writer that written the Half-Life 3 story leaked it to fans. They're making a Half-Life 3 on the Unreal 3 engine. It's a fan made, is it? I hope they got permission to do it, because yeah, they could. What tends to happen with fan made stuff if you're doing an IP of someone else is they get the thing 3/4 finished, and then the company that owns the IP says, nah, you're not releasing that. You take it down, or so. I hope they got permission before they do too much work, because another Half-Life game would be cool. Crosswind says, I put a model up for sale on the Unity Asset Store once. I sell a copy every 2 years. Now, yeah, this gets back to what I was saying the other day as well. I've sold my models online for the last 7 years. I sell them on Cornucopia, but that store's closed down at the moment until they get it back up. I sell them on the Creative Market, and I've just started selling them on ArtStation because they have a new marketplace. But like I said to you guys, don't expect to make a living from selling work online. It's a good way to supplement your income, but you can't make that your only source of income, because yeah, it's just not that popular, I'm afraid. You can't make enough sales to make it a full-time job. And anyone that tells you can is either lying or delusional. So don't believe these testimonials that you read from some of these marketplaces saying Joe Blow made $60,000 last year selling blah 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 on our asset store. I call bullshit on that. I'm sorry, but that's crap. It would be nice, but that's crap. I'm not saying you can't make money, but it can't be your only source of income. That's just asking for disaster. Because if nothing else, if something happens to the online store, like the Cornucopia one that's offline at the moment, well, then you're stuffed. You've got no income. But by all means, do it for a hobby and to supplement your income. I fully support that, because you can make some money, decent money that way. But I feel your crosswind. Yes, I know what it's like when you put something online, no one wants to buy it. Smoker says, wasn't 8 years ago? Smoker says, also UE3 is hella old. Yeah, I don't know. If I was them, I wouldn't be using UE3. I would be using at least UE4. I mean, it's free. You can download and use UE4 for free. So I don't know why they want to use UE3. That and the fact, like I said too, that unless they got permission from Valve, the likelihood is that Valve will say, no, 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 you're not doing that. It would be cool if Valve did make a new Half-Life game, because the Half-Life games were great. Really great. I'm going to remove these as well. But I guess why should they release a game? They're making truckloads of cash by selling other people's games on the Steam store, aren't they? So there's no incentive for them to make their own game to make money, because they don't need to. Mr. Gabe is making fistfuls of cash just by Steam alone, selling other people's stuff. It's funny how quickly people turn too, you know. I remember not that long ago, only maybe a year or two ago, people love Steam. If anyone said anything bad about Steam in a forum, they get trolled, and now people are really on the turn. It's quite funny to see. Well, not funny, but you know, the way culture works. It's just bizarre. But Steam deserve it, because they are charging too much in commission. Last corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or just one too many, otherwise it would have been perfect. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to remove this one. Not the top one, just the bottom one. Let's move it over a little bit. It was UE4 Sniper Girl says. Crosswind says, I didn't seriously try to pursue making any money, and I only ever released one model, so I didn't expect much. 2 sales was actually a surprise. Well, there you go. It's always nice when you make a sale that you don't expect. If I'm doing it, though, I expect to make sales. I wouldn't do it if I wasn't going to make a sale, I wouldn't do it. Not that everything I make and put online sells great. I was talking to Sniper Girl about it yesterday. I showed her the model that I have sold the most of, and it was one that I almost didn't even put online to sell. It's just, you can never really guess what people want to buy. Because the model that I ended up selling the most of was one I initially didn't intend to sell online. I only made it for a particular project I was working on. Decided to put it online because I thought, why not? And then, it turned out to be one of my best sellers online. So, whereas stuff that I make that I think will sell well, doesn't. So you can never tell. Okay, last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the last one is already in place, I think, unless I'm counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, the last one is in place. Good. Now let's go through and just fix up some of these little bits that are missing their bar from underneath of them. Okay, I'm going to detach this as a separate object, and then I'll reattach it after the fact. It'll be easier for me to move around if I make it a separate object. Sniper Girl says the project that sold well was a generic looking rock wall gate. Yeah, that's right. It can be used in almost any outdoor scene and goes with anything. Probably the reason it sold well. You're probably right. Although I've made other stuff that's pretty generic. as well, but it hasn't sold anywhere near as well as that that gate has. I'm not questioning it. If people want to buy it, then that's all that matters. They can use it for whatever they choose, however they want. Episbolt says, did you ever make UE4 content? Do you ever make UE4 content packs? No, but I have been asked about it, particularly since I released that House on the Hollow cinematic. I've been getting a bit of work from people wanting me to do cinematic stuff for them, which is, I was going to say which is funny, but it's not funny because I do cinematic stuff too, but I'm mainly an environment artist and a technical artist. I've even had people wanting to know if I do animation, and I don't do animation. You guys know how good my animation is. You saw that eagle. It's terrible. My animation is terrible. But I've been asked about whether I'm planning on putting anything on the UE4 marketplace as well. I don't sell anything there currently. I didn't really have any plans to, but you never say never. So maybe, but at this stage I'm not planning to. So make sure this stays inside the rail. Sniper Girl says, really? That's surprising? Why is it surprising? What's surprising? What are we talking about? What's going on? What's my name? Who am I? Oh yeah, no, I've never sold anything on the UE4 marketplace. The main reason I never did, in all honesty, was because when they first opened it up, when Epic Games first started the marketplace, they required anyone that wanted to sell their work on it had to get their work voted on in the forum before it went up into the marketplace. Now, in theory, that's a great thing because, you know, you're only going to get stuff that people are presumably going to want. But as a person that sells their stuff online and has for many years, that is not a way to get serious people involved in your store. Just not telling them, people aren't going to make something for UE4 on the hope that the people in the forum think it's good enough and vote on it so it gets put into the store. I think it's changed now, I'm pretty sure it has, but that's the way it used to work. So no professionals were going to take the time to make the assets on the off chance that it didn't get voted on in the forum. That's why I never looked into it too much. Sniper Girl says, the surprising thing was in regards to having other things that were generic that didn't sell well. Took you a while to read the post. Yeah, no, sorry. I get caught up with what I'm doing here and I forget about the chat. I'm not a very good Twitch person, am I? I must pay more attention to my chat. I try to. I do try to. I try to look at the chat as much as I can. I can see it going by while I'm working, but I just forget sometimes. But yeah, I don't want to put other people off that want to sell on UE4 because I have a feeling that Epic Games sort of changed that policy a bit now. I don't think that happens anymore. Again, I haven't looked into it, so I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. You don't have to put stuff on the forum before it gets voted on as to whether it goes into the store. Okay, are there any others left that I need? I need to remove those sections, so I'm not worrying about that. Yeah, there's a couple over here. Okay. Mercury says you can buy beer as a domain name. Can you really? .beer. You should buy smurfberrybarbecue.beer. Sniper Echo, good to see you, Sniper Echo. Where have you been? I didn't see you yesterday. You're ignoring me. How are you, Sniper? Oh yes, I didn't realise that there's a new .beer extension now. TDL, TLD. These acronyms, I have trouble with these acronyms. I only ever generally get .com because that's what everyone knows. But .beer, that could be cool. It's the delinquent, yes, that's right. How are you, Sniper Rick? Are you well? How's everything going? I hear all the tribulations and trials going on in the UK at the moment with the Brexit thing. They've been talking about it on the news here all morning. That vote that they just had in Parliament over there in the UK. It's all Ireland's fault. This border between Northern Ireland and Ireland, it's causing them all sorts of problems. I even heard that there was a news report where they said if they brought a border back, that it might bring back the IRA or something in Ireland. That'd be a worry. Because it would give people something to focus on to sort of, yeah, anyway, let's not talk about that. That would be a concern though, a real concern. You're good, that's good to hear. The van is looking great. Yeah, the van is looking great, isn't it? Sniper Girl's van. Sniper says, yeah, the Brexit. Wow. Alright, I think we've got all our little bits and pieces back together again. Let's just let's do an attach on the bits and pieces we just added. So I'm going to collapse my stack. And we're going to look at the attached list. And I believe it's these objects. I believe. Just before I do that, I'm going to do a save. Because even though I can undo it with Control Z, you never know. I'd rather play it safe and save the file first. Sniper says it's causing lots of problems, just speculating about it. Speculation is probably worse than the actual Brexit itself. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I like to talk about it endlessly, but and say how bad things are going to get. But regardless of what happens, I'm sure things will be fine. In the long run, they'll be fine. No, I knew I made a mistake there. It's not these objects, is that what you're telling me? It is these objects. I think I selected the wrong thing to attach. I want this to have attached. Collapse the stack again. Attach list. These objects. And that's it. Good. Alright. Now we have to start cutting it up where it passes over the step. So let's jump into the top viewport. Let's start up here. Start with the bottom piece. Let's slice it through here. And through here. Gee, Nightbot likes to spam my links. Smurfberry says Brexit is rewarding me with so much Schadenfreude. Well, Theresa May is off back to the EU again, saying we want to change the deal. I don't know what the EU are going to say. I don't think they're going to be happy about it. From what they've been saying, they're not going to change their mind. They're not going to redo the deal. So good luck to her. It is what it is, and you take what they've given. I think that's pretty much what they're going to be saying to her. Of course, Australia used to, we used to send a lot of produce to the UK before the European Union thing. So that sort of stopped once the UK joined the EU. They bought all their produce from the EU and not from us. So a lot of the farmers here are actually looking forward to them leaving the EU because they want to sell stuff to them, stuff to the UK. To remove that piece, let's delete these. Let's get rid of this piece here at the front that I just forgot to remove. Sniper says he's working on a small game. I didn't know you were working on a game. You didn't tell me this, Sniper Echo. This is news to me. I knew you were working on something, but actually, maybe you did tell me and I'm just stupid and forgot. You probably did. And that OpenBDB program that Sniper's talking about is an open source thing, and I want to check that out as well because it looks incredibly cool. Let us cap these pieces so we don't get have any problems. Again, we've got that little bit of an issue here, so I'm going to just flatten this end off. And we'll cap it. Snowberry says, it's just me, or does Substance Painter not remember brush settings between? Yeah, no, it doesn't. Tell me about it. It's really annoying. It doesn't remember a lot of settings, actually. I've noticed when I've been using it. There are quite a few little areas within the program where you set things up and it just forgets. And, the next time you open the program up, it's just defaulted back. Very annoying. And Smebber says, pretty sure UE4 is going to tell them to get bent. Oh, the EU, sorry. He's going to tell them to... I'm pretty sure you're right, Smebber. I don't think the EU are going to put up with any nonsense from Theresa May. They said that they had their deal last time. They talked and talked and talked. I don't think they're in the mood to make any new deals. If Miss May thinks that they are, then I think she's in for a rude shock. I also heard that there's a lot of the English getting passports for Ireland. They're all coming to visit you, Sniper Echo, so that they can get a European passport. This is the English, of course. Sniper says that, to be honest, the big problem is the Irish Prime Minister. He needs to take control instead of deferring it to Europe. Well, I look forward to seeing some of this stuff you're working on, Sniper Echo, as well. When you can show it, of course. Sniper Girl says, you hear that? The British are coming. Yeah, that's right. They're coming in droves. Apparently they've run out of forms for passports for Ireland. That's what the news is saying here. Not on my watch, Sniper Girl. Sniper Echo says. 2 arms. Someone passed me my potato, Sniper Echo says. Okay, let's quick slice it here as well. We'll do it through here. And we'll do it through here. I'm just going to change my selection tool here to make it easier for me to make a selection. I think I cut it through there. That's okay, we can keep it cut there. Let's cut the top rail as well. I swear that bot, that night bot, seriously, it's got a mind of its own. It really has. I changed settings to try and stop it from spamming. It just seems to ignore any setting I change. I'm going to go back to my normal selection. Remove those. Remove those. Delete them. No, it's not there. I kept those ones. This one here. Okay, let's do the green one now. Okay, one more piece left. Let's cut it here. And we'll cut it here. Okay, let's delete that. Remove these bits here. And this bit here. And delete them. Okay. And the last one, which is the bottom piece. Okay, good. Now we can remove the bars that we don't need. So I want to get rid of, just let me change my selection tool back. I want to get rid of that, those. And these. And these. And then we can get rid of these. Good. Let's jump back out. Let's jump out of isolation mode. And that's good. So all of our decorative pieces are evenly spaced between the terraces. Good. Okay. So we've done 2 steps, we've done 3 steps. We have to do one for 4 steps. But we can take part of what we've done for 2 steps and so it'll be quicker. So let me close the group. Sniper Girl says it's looking good. Well, thanks, Sniper Girl. It's hard to sort of vision it at this stage with so much untextured, like with so many things that need to be textured up. So you can be forgiven for thinking it looks a bit strange or it doesn't look good because, yeah, until the other pieces are textured up, it won't start to come together properly. But you'll get to see it come together over, once we start texturing it up. So that's the fun part. Seeing it all come together, I mean. You sort of have to use your imagination at this stage. And of course, I know in my head what I want to do, which you don't. So like the terraces, we're going to detail them up a bit more once we're finished with the railings. And the reason the railings are taking so much time is because we're doing them for all these different step counts. Okay, so this is a 3-step rail. We have a 3-step group here, so I'm going to attach, actually, I think the base is attached with that rail. I don't want that. No, it's not. I just selected the wrong thing. That Gamer Pro, hi, that Gamer Pro is asking, what program are you using? I'm using 3D Studio Max. That's what I'm working on in here at the moment. 3ds Max by Autodesk. But it's good to see you, that Gamer Pro. If you've got any other questions or anything you're not sure about, feel free to ask. So yeah, I'm going to attach the 3-rail to the 3-stair group. So I'm going to attach that to that. Alright, let's do a save all. Just a quick save because I turn auto save off, as you guys know, that are regulars to my channel, so I must remember to save. And then we're going to unhide the 2 stairs and we're going to convert that to a 4-stair. So let us let me see what I'm doing first. Okay. I'm just going to hide those. We're going to unhide the 2-stair one we did yesterday. we're going to convert that into a 4 stair now. So I need to open up the group. Copy this group, or because we don't want to alter the 2 stair, we want to make a 4 stair. Just let me redo that. I'm just going to change my pivot here to view and not local. Okay, so now we can, I want to detach these from the main group. Now we can close the 2 group and hide it. And we can work with the 2 group and turn it into a 4 group. Let's just make sure we get it lined up. That Gamer Pro says, do you think 3D modeling could be a hobby and not just a career choice? You're asking, do I think it could be a hobby and not just it? Of course it could. Anything can be a hobby. Anything can be a hobby, and 3D would be a great hobby. You don't need to make it your career if you don't want to. It's a fun thing to do as a hobby for sure. Sniper Girl says, got the generator modelled onto the grill. Cool. Yeah, it can be both, as Sniper Girl says. It can be a career or a hobby. Or both. Just getting these lined up so that when we start moving our terrace steps around, we're good to go. Okay, let's open up this group. Let us copy the 2 steps. Copy. I'm just going to jump into the top viewport to do this. It's easier, and I'm just going to hold down the Shift key while I use the rotation key. I'm just going to stop that. I want to do turn angle snap on. It'll just make it easier for me to make sure I get a 90-degree angle rotation. Like that. I'm going to turn angle snap back off. So now we have a 4-stepped terrace, which is a lot. That's a lot of steps. When I do the beauty render, I'm going to do 3 steps. I think 4 steps is too much, but we're making a kit bash type thing, so if people want 4 steps, they can have 4 steps. Who am I to judge? Sniper Girl says, just keep in mind that doing anything 3D can take time and a lot of work, can get burn yourself out fast if you don't take a break. Yeah. Anything where you use your mind a lot can burn you out. So yeah, Sniper Girl is completely correct. But it's fun. I don't want to put you off doing it because it's a really fun thing to do. Okay. Now, this one with the 4 steps is a little bit different. The design is the ironwork is going to be sitting in the middle between the terraces. On the 3-step, we had 2 in between because we had a bigger gap. But because the gap is much narrower here with 4 steps, we're only going to have 1 piece of ironwork between the 2. Android Lust says no breaks 3D 24/7. Don't say that. You can put people off wanting to do 3D. But he's joking. He is joking. You do as much or as little as you want. Sniper Girl says, agree with Phil does 3D. It's really fun. Honestly, want to do it as a career. I thought you did, Sniper Girl. I thought you were. I thought you did do it as a career. I just assumed. I mean, because the quality of your work is great. I just assumed you were a 3D person at a studio. Yeah. And the good thing about 3D is there's so many different types of work you can get into. You can work in games, you can work in film, you can work in ArchViz, which is what I do at the moment. I've worked in film and games. So you can move around to all these different industries and different areas within those industries even. So it opens up a lot of opportunity for different types of work if you do 3D or animation. Sniper Girl says, no trying to get in still, not going to stop until I make it. Well, that's the attitude you've got to have. Don't stop until you succeed. Okay, let's cut this last railing up. Because, yeah, perseverance is key. Just let me... Yeah, that's what I want. And just trying a lot of different places as well. Just make sure you update your portfolio as often as you can. All those little things help. Because, you know, the more you do it, the better you get. So you want to swap out your older stuff in your portfolio for your newer stuff that's better. And it's better because you've been doing it for longer, working in 3D stuff, or doing 3D for longer. Ido-Oreo, my apologies if I'm mangling your username, Ido-Oreo. Idorio. Do you critique? Well, I certainly do. If you've got something you want to show, but feel free to show it. Don't post a link in Twitch chat. Do it on the Discord server though. There's a gallery section there you can post stuff. So if you want to show me your work, you want critique, click that link, join the Discord server and post a link there. Don't post it in Twitch chat unless you're a sub, because you'll get timed out. But by all means, please do. I love looking at the work that you guys and girls are doing. That's one of the reasons I'm on Twitch. I stream on Twitch to encourage you guys to do 3D. So a big part of that too is looking at the stuff you're making. It's what I like to do. That's what's fun for me. I'm making stuff myself here is fun, but yeah. Good, and don't think I won't see it because I have Discord opened here as well all the time while I'm streaming. So as soon as you post something in Discord, I will see it. If I'm concentrating here and miss it, just pop into chat here in Twitch chat and say, look at this. I've just posted something for you to check out, Phil. And we'll look at it straight away. Well, yeah, pretty much straight away, depending on how involved with what I'm doing at the time is. Let me know if you don't want me to look at your work or critique it on stream live, and I'll look at it off stream. So if you're not comfortable with me looking at it while I'm streaming, tell me and I'll check it out after the stream and let you know on Discord. But if you're happy for everyone else to look at it at the same time, then let me know and we'll do that. Durio says, I'll send it when I'm able to type. Okay, no problem. Okay, let's delete that. And let us cap these pieces we were just working with, which I think are not those. Not those, must be here. Yes. Let's cap these pieces off. Again, these are going to be hidden inside of columns that are going to go in the corners here, but we want to make sure we do it properly, so we're capping them all. Okay, let us do the other green one down here. And we have one more run left, which is way down over here. So let's slice this one up. And down here, it's all the way up here. Okay, let's delete that and do the top one. One. Sniper Girl says it's going to be minus 26. I heard about this polar blast that's heading to the United States. I was talking about, minus 30 degrees Celsius, which is that's deadly weather. You don't want to be caught outside in that weather, you will die. Minus 26 is the same. Sniper Girl says factoring in the wind chill, it's going to feel like minus 34C. Not looking forward to it. Hey, listen, it's like 38C here and I'm hot, and the thought of cold weather sounds wonderful. But you are correct, that's deadly weather. You risk dying in that sort of weather if you're caught out. So as much as I like the cold weather, I don't want to die. But I would like to be in colder weather for sure. So you be careful if you are in the United States with that Arctic blast coming your way. They're talking about it being a once-in-a-generation event, but they say that so much nowadays. This with global warming, once-in-a-generation sort of event. Until the next year when it's once-in-a-generation event again, and, I just don't believe this once-in-a-generation rubbish that they talk about. Because it happens a time and time again, year after year. FSVolt says, been jumping in and out from the stream while I work, so I may have missed an answer. Are you making this model to sell, or is this the next project? No, this is for me to sell FSVolt. This is going in my 3D store, which is why I'm doing this. I'm doing it like in a kit bash type thing. Even though it's a pain and a lot more work for me, I'm doing it that way so that I can sell it, and if people want to change it, they can. So yes, it's going in my store. I'm just going to straighten off this edge so that I can cap it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're capped, that's good. And you're capped, okay. I'm actually in Australia, FSVolt, so I don't know where the other guys are from. Android Lost says, once in a generation turns into yearly. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Android Lost. It does. They say once in a generation event, or once every 100-year event. It seems to happen every year, after year, after year. I don't know why they bother saying, once a generation, once in 100 years, because it's not that. It's every bloody year. And that's global warming. The planet's changing, the atmosphere and the climate, it's changing. We're all in trouble. Okay, let's get rid of those. Sniper Girl says, FSVolt, I live in Illinois, about 60 miles from Chicago. And Idorio is in Ohio. Well, there you go, you guys know each other, you're living near each other. Smurfberry says, Phil's lying, he can't be in Australia, he's not upside down and not wearing his ball harness. That's right, everybody knows the land down under and upside down. Because our toilets flush separate, the opposite way to you guys in the United States too. You know that, don't you? Your toilets flush backwards, ours flush the right way. And let's get rid of this ironwork because we don't need it in the middle of a step. And good. Now we've got all of our ironwork done. This is just a full railing for those people that don't, for those really strange people who, if they do buy the model, decide they don't want to have any steps going up to it, they can have a complete rail. People are weird, they might want it, I don't know. If I don't include it, people will bitch that it's not there, so it's going to be there. The Android losses in Georgia, so no -20 for you. Snapper says the Euro. Euro, sorry Euro, I didn't see you there. Thank you for picking. How are you, Euro? You guys know I get so caught up in what I'm doing here, we get to pay attention to chat. We've got groups within groups within groups going on here, which we'll have to ungroup towards the end once I've textured it up and we have to start doing some attachments. Euro says, I'm a lurkin. You're free to lurk. Anyone can lurk. You don't have to pop into chat if you don't want to. But I'm glad you're here, Euro. I'm just saying that for the people that are watching that don't like talking, because I know that there are people that are like that. They would like to watch Twitch streamers, but they don't want to chat to them. Sniper Girl says it's because it's easier to swallow. Result of global warming is more stronger storms. Stuff will be happening more frequently and people will still somehow deny it. Yeah, I think as we're talking about when they say it's a once in a generation event or a once in 100-year event that happens every year. I think you're right, Sniper Girl. Cognitive dissonance is a scary thing. Pardon me, guys. Let me just mute my mic while I clear my throat. That's better. You don't want to hear me clearing my throat into my mic. Nasty, nasty. Euro says, I'm good, just up late rendering stuff. Well, that's a good reason to be up late, Euro. Rendering stuff is a very good reason. What are you using to render? What are you using? What rendering software are you using? Just curious. You guys know I use V-Ray for most of my stuff. Okay, so we have 4. I want to make sure all of these are attached together, so I'm going to 2 steps railing. We're going to call this 4 steps railing, and we're going to attach these to that group. And that just makes it easier for us to hide and unhide it all. Okay, now I've done 2 steps, I've done 3 steps, I've done 4 steps. I'm going to be working now with the 3-step version because that's the version I'm going to use for the beauty render. When it comes time for me to jump into Eon View, I'm going to use a 3-step version. So let's hide the 4-step version. And let us bring back the 3-step version. Because this is the version I'm going to be working with. Alright, we've got a few different things we need to do. We need to add rails around these smaller curved sections that are near the entryway here. They need railings as well. I also need to add some detailing to the base of the terrace itself. Euro says using Arnold art, liking it so far, just switched to Max 2019 from 2060. What do you think of 2019? I have access to it, but I'm still using 2018 here at the moment. I'm just curious as to what you think. Do you like 2019? Have you found any bugs or any problems? I didn't update to it simply because they didn't really add anything new that I needed. And I'm waiting. I'm tossing up at the moment whether I should update to 2019 now or wait for 2020, which is due to be released in the next couple of months from Autodesk. And that's why I stuck with 2018. And that's even though I've been thinking at the moment I might update to 2019. I know that the 2020 is due out in a couple of months' time. Euro says some things are a lot smoother. The user interface still does that flickery crap though. Yeah, that was one of my gripes about using 2018. The flyout can sometimes take a few seconds to work. It sort of sticks for a few seconds before it opens up, and that's a bit annoying. I was just hoping that they'd fix that because I read in the release notes on Autodesk's website, they said that they'd made some improvements to the user interface, and they actually did mention the modified tab. So I was just wondering or hoping it was fixed, it was better. But yeah, I just don't know if it's really going to be worth my while installing it now because Autodesk are due in the next, I think it's in March they release the new version of 2020. 3D Studio Max 2020. So I might just stick with 2018 until then. Idorio says, how do I get permission to talk? What do you mean? I thought it was a timer, but maybe not. You're not denied. What's the problem, Idorio? I'm probably pronouncing that really badly. You don't need permission to talk. No, you go for it. You talk as much as you want in Twitch chat. Just don't post links. Just don't post links. No timer anyway. No, I know. I know some streamers, new people don't allow them to chat until they either follow the channel or they've been in chat for a certain amount of time. I don't have any of that set up. You can chat straight away. And as for posting links in Discord, yeah, there is a timer there. I think it's 15 or it's either 15 minutes or 30 minutes. After that, then you'll be given the role that you can post links, Eudorio in Discord. So there is a bit of a cooldown in Discord when you first join. It's about 30 minutes, and then you can start posting links. That's just to stop people spamming my Discord or spam bots and that sort of thing. So that may be what you mean, Eudorio. And I see Android Lust has posted an image here. Made this last week. Let's check it out. So this is something Android Lust made last week. Let's have a look. Anyone that's new to my channel wants to know more about me, go to phildoes3d.com. This is my website. You can read up on me here, and if you're so inclined, if you want to know who I am and who this guy is and what he's all about, go to phildoes3d.com. Oh, very nice. It's very cute. I love the cute characters. And the fishies. It's nice work, Android Lust. Really nice. I like the texturing as well. So, yes, I think I covered all the things that people were asking. Euro says, I had to switch my EDU account for 2019. This scene was crumpling in 2016 for some reason. I'll check out 2020 in EDU when it comes. 2016 is still my favorite though. I was using 2016 before 2018. I didn't use 2017. So I went from 2016 to 2018. And I like 2016 as well. I thought it was a good version. 2018's been good. It's only crashed on me once or twice, not too bad. So I like 2018. We'll see what 2020's like. Just a reminder too though, because Neuro makes a good point. If you're a student or a teacher, if you have a student email address, you can get a 3-year license for free from Autodesk for 3D Studio Max, for Maya, for a whole lot of software that Autodesk have. They give you a license for free for 3 years, which is incredibly decent of them. You can't make anything commercially with it. Like, it's not restricted in any way. It's the full program. Everything you see in my version, you get, it's exactly the same. It's just the license is free for 3 years if you've got a student email account. So keep that in mind. Just putting it out there. Blender is free all the time, so. Yeah, Smepper says, I think they mean in Discord. I think it's called for manual intervention, given that Idorio isn't a bot. You might be right. I'm pretty sure. Let me look at my bot log. My bot does this automatically. No, where am I? It looks like the bot has. I don't want to say until I'm sure. After 30 minutes, the bot will automatically allow you to post links to Idorio. Or Idorio. 30 minutes Idorio, then you can post links in Discord. It may be up already. It looks like the bot might have given you. What is it, 118? No, not quite. I don't think the bot has actually given you permission yet. Soon. Give it another 5 minutes or so, and you should be able to post links to Idorio in Discord. My apologies for that. I did forget about that cooldown period that's in Discord. Android Lust says, I use someone's concept. I'm not the creative. That doesn't matter. Whether it's someone else's concept, you did the work in the 3D and it looks great. I love it. I love the texturing as well. That's all your work, so. Sniper Girl says, love the art style. Yeah, I do too. Don't even have to have a student email. Okay. I think I used a Gmail account with Autodesk Student and was still able to get a student license. Well, that's for you guys to talk about. I don't want to know anything about that. I don't advocate trying to rort the system. If that's a flaw in Autodesk system, then that's for Autodesk to fix. But I'm not going to be talking about that. You chat amongst yourselves about that. Android Lust says, yeah, it doesn't require a student email. Okay, well, there you go. That's news to me. But yeah, I do not advocate that. That program is set up for people who are students to learn the software while they're at school. That's why Autodesk do it. That's the reason they want a student email address. But again, that's between you and Autodesk, not me. So yeah, but do bear in mind, that's not just Macs. That student use goes to Maya as well if you want to try Maya. And a lot of the other Autodesk software as well. Not all of it, but most of it. Pronounced Idorio. Pronounced Idorio. Idorio. I think that's correct. I hope that's correct. Idorio. I'm so sorry, dude. I really am. I mean, the guys will tell you just how terrible I am with usernames. I really, really am. Okay, Ido Oreo, I've just assigned you the member role, so I didn't wait for the bot. You can actually go and post links now in Discord if you like. So Ido Oreo, you now have the ability to post links in Discord. If that doesn't happen, let me know, but I have given you the member role, so you should be good. Andrew Dust says, Edo like the period in Japan, right? Sniper Girl says, I was a student at the Art Institute at the time. Yeah, okay. Just, yeah, so use my personal email because it was easier. Have a paid version of Maya LT that I use for my... Yeah, I'm not judging, people. I'm not judging. I never judge. I just need to point out to you as a Twitch streamer, I have to tell you that Autodesk set those accounts up for students to help them while they study. That's what they're meant for. I can't, and I won't advocate scooting around that, but if Autodesk allow you to do it, then that's between you and Autodesk, not me. But they're meant for students. Ido Oreo says, I'll try again. Yeah, try again, Ido Oreo, because I have given you the member role. You should be able to post it. Yeah, he keeps calling me Kevin also. That's right, Kevin. What, you're telling me Kevin's not your name? I always thought it was... Everybody's Kevin. Everybody's Kevin. Even the girls, they're all Kevin. because Kevin's such a cool name. Okay, let me have a look at what's going on in the gallery. Oh, okay, Ida Oreo has made a link, posted a link, so that's good. This is a project I worked on in class, a quick jungle environment over the span of 4 weeks. Environment work is out of my element, but I enjoyed the challenge and it was a great experience. Learned of new techniques and mechanics. Let me just grab your link here, your ArtStation link, and we'll check it out. You don't mind if I show it on stream, do you, Ida Oreo? Let me know if you do mind, and I won't. Dave's not here, man. That's right, Smithberry. Sniper Girl says, okay, guess I'm Kevin as well. Everybody's Kevin, I told you. You're all Kevin now. You're giving me shit over my pronunciation. You're all Kevin. You're all Kevin. Everybody's Kevin. You don't mind? Good. Okay. Okay, so this is the project Ida Oreo worked on. It's a jungle environment over the span of 4 weeks. And this is Ida Oreo's ArtStation account. I'll stick to the ArtStation page. It's just easier for me to look at. And this is a nighttime scene, yeah. Okay. I think the environment looks very nice. I like the jungle environment. My only criticism would be that it looks a little bit too purple-blue. Now, I know at night you do get a blue tint. That's fine. But if it was me, I'd just knock back a bit on the blue, the purpley blue. It's just a bit too much. But as far as the environment itself goes, it's very nice. I like the panther with the glowing eyes. It's very cool. I like the jungle environment as well. It looks really cool. What did you create this in? Do you say? You said it took a span of 4 weeks. You worked on it in class. Is this a game engine environment or what? Ida Oreo? I'm just curious. I'm curious whether it's a render or if it's a real-time game engine or how you put it together, what you put it together in. I'm going to maybe assume a game engine environment like UE4 or Unity, maybe. It looks very nice. It's in the Unreal Engine. Oh, yep, I thought it might have been. Yeah, no, it looks very nice. But if I was to critique it, I have a couple of issues. It's too blue, too purple. I know it's a night scene, which is fine. You can make it a tinge of blue and purple, but that's a bit much. It's just a bit heavy. The blue and the purple is a bit too heavy. And the only other thing that I'm sort of noticing is the water. Why does the water have this glow? Where is this reflection coming from? Is that supposed to be from the moon? Because the water looks like it's just a little bit too glowy as well. Smurfberry says, have you put this on Facebook, Ida Oreo? Android Dust says it's UE4 software used on the side. 7 raiders from... I don't know what that is. Have I been raided? Yeah. Welcome if I have been raided by someone. I do appreciate it. So I was raided from Bacon Bite. Thank you, Bacon Bite, for the raid. That's incredibly good of you. Thank you, Bacon Bite. Anyone watching that's been joining my channel from Bacon Bite, my name is Phil. Welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist, and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific in the US. We're looking at one of the people in the chat's work at the moment. This is not mine. I don't want to take credit for work. It's not mine. But you're seeing here. You brought friends. Thank you, Bacon Bite. I do appreciate the raid. It's incredibly good of you. Thanks. And the more friends, the better. I'll have to return the favour at some stage. Ida Oreo says, thanks for the info. I'll adjust and lower the reflection on it. Yeah, Yeah, so the water's glowing a little bit too much, and I just knocked back a little bit on the color of the environment. It just looks a bit too purple blue. Unless you're going for that really stylized look, which I don't think you are, judging by the panther and the environment. So yeah, pull back on the on the glow on the water, and just pull back on the color in the environment of it as well. You're quite welcome, Ito Urio. Bacon Bite says, I'm a 3D college student, decided to try to find someone else doing 3D here on Twitch. Well, that's what I do all the time. That's all I do. I don't play games on Twitch. I may at some stage, but generally not. I just do 3D. But you're always welcome, Bacon Bite. We 3D people have to stick together, and I like to support as many guys doing 3D on Twitch as possible, which is why I recommend you guys check out Galen's channel when he's streaming, because he's very good. You can check out Legmog, who's a Cinema 4D user. He's a Twitch streamer. He's very good too. Or I'm going to go. Wow, I can't remember the person who hosts me all the time. What's his name? Wow. Anyway, there are lots of great 3D people on Twitch that you can check out. Ito says, Smurpery, no, I haven't put it on Facebook. Smurpery says, I must be thinking of someone else. FS Bolt says, Bacon Bite, Phil is very knowledgeable. The Discord is awesome. Yeah, dude, check out the Discord, Bacon Bite. There's a link for my Discord server. There's a really great group of guys and girls on Discord. They're all very friendly, all very helpful. There's places where you can post links to stuff you're working on. If you've got a question or a problem with something regarding 3D or art in general, you can post it on the Discord, and if I can't help, one of the guys and girls there can, because like I said, they're all very helpful, very knowledgeable, a lot of them too, and they're in their own right. So it's a good little community. Bacon Bite says, yeah, I'm not that good at 3D right now. I'm only into my third class right now. It's just started today on a Dreadnought from Warhammer 40,000. Cool. Well, I'm working on actually a garden terrace here at the moment, so that's what I'm working on. But again, guys and girls, you can check out my website, phildoes3d.com. if you want to look at my work, and there's links to my ArtStation page too if you want to check out my ArtStation. Just click that little link down there and it'll take you to my ArtStation page where you can look at some of my work. I've worked in 3D for quite a few years now. I used to work in games development, then I worked in film, and now I work in ArchViz, so... Hang on, what's this? Kiori, thank you very much, Sniper Echo. Don't you tell Kiori I forgot his name. Kiori is another guy that uses 3D Studio Max, and he's incredibly talented as well. So you should check him out. I do mean Kiori, and please don't tell Kiori I forgot his name, because he hosts my channel. So I don't want to piss Kiori off. Ito Aurea says, I'm on 10,000 hour group on Facebook, but I'm nervous to post there. Don't be nervous. That's what social media is all about. You're supposed to put yourself out there. Isn't that what everybody does on social media? Sniper Girl says, Phil does 3D lies. We are all assholes on Discord. They're not. She's a liar now. They're all very helpful and all very friendly. They wouldn't be on my Discord if they weren't. They're all very nice people. Everyone's very, very helpful, very friendly. So it's Sniper Echo you got to watch out for, or Kevin, aka Kevin. He's the one you got to be careful of. Crossman says, hey Bacon Bite, it's a tutorial. Bacon Bite says, I'm actually looking at your ArtStation right now, and holy cow, thank you. I'm assuming you mean me, maybe not. Andrew Lost says, I thought of joining that group on Facebook. Bacon Bite says, Crossman, nope. Crossman says, nice either way. Make sure you show us Bacon Bite when you've got the model together, or even just as you're putting it together, because I like to look at the stuff you guys are making. That's why I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitch to encourage you guys to do 3D and look at the work you guys are doing. Sniper Echo says, well, Kiori is in chat and he did say hi. He did not. You lie. You lie, Sniper Echo. Kevin, you lie, Kevin. He's not in chat. I'd notice if Kiori is in chat. You're such a liar. You're such a stirrer. You're going to get a slap. You need a slap, Sniper Echo. Haven't slapped you lately, so you need a fill slap. Bacon Bite says, oh, my first model was the TIE Fighter. Okay. Smurfberry says, CGI is almost the only thing I use Facebook for these days. I don't even have a Facebook account and I won't have one. Not with all that data mining going on. No way. Smurfberry Barbecue says, I have all my groups set to show their posts up on top of my feed. Bacon Bite says, the Dreadnought is my third project, technically fourth, but one of my projects was just for texturing. Cool. Smurfberry says, don't need no friends, I got 3D models. That's right, who needs friends with 3D models? I like it, Smurfberry Barbecue, I like it. Edward Lust says, Smurfberry. Every time, Kevin, yes, every time, Kevin. Smurfberry Barbecue, Sniper Echo. Too many S's. Sniper Girl, Sniper Echo, Smurfberry Barbecue. Yeah, you deserve a slap. Okay, now we've done 2 steps, we've done 4 steps, now I'm working on 3 steps because this is the one I'm going to take into view when I do the environment renders. We need to add railings to these small corners sections, and I also want to add some detailing to the bottom of the terrace here. And we'll have to think about what we can put on top of these columns because they're a bit, they need something up there. That we'll think. I'll probably put lion statues up there, I think, just to carry the lion theme through a little bit more, because we have lions on the urn as well. So the fountain urn. That's the plan. So what am I going to tackle next then? I guess we can look at adding the railings for this, and then we can put the columns in. So let's open up our group, and I'm just going to isolate this so we don't get confused with everything else going on in the scene. Let us place a spline down for a circle. Just going to bring it up so I can see it underneath from above. Oh, don't want to do that. Now you notice that the terrace here isn't a proper circle. It's actually a little bit larger. It's sort of been scaled slightly through the middle. So I'm just going to up the number of steps here on my circle. Just going to change the view to local. Oh, damn it. I had the wrong thing selected. Okay. I'm just scaling up the circle so it's not a circle because we need our railings to follow the curve of the small terrace here. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be covering up most of the top of the lower terrace anyway. All right. Now. I'm going to jump out of isolation mode and find that spline we created to create the rail that goes along the bottom. Pretty sure it's here somewhere. Got to be here somewhere. No, it's not there. No, it's not there. thought it was around here. Unless I've hidden it. It doesn't matter. We can actually... We don't need to copy the design from here. We can make it a little bit different because it is a separate terrace. It is lower. And I want it to be a bit smaller anyway. I don't want it to be quite as wide as that. So let us create a new one. So let's jump back into isolation mode. And let's use the line tool and make a new shape. So I think if we go straight up and then if we go a bit of a curve. And then if we go like that. I could actually even use the one of the modifiers built into Max if I wanted to. We could try that. Smurfberry says, man, I wish I could copy and paste effects in Substance. That's the one thing Quixel really has going for it. Everything is a layer. I thought you could in Substance Painter because everything's a layer in Substance Painter as well. I haven't used Quixel. I really should check it out. But I thought you could, Smurfberry. I'm just making some adjustments to my shape here a little bit. Idurio says, you can call me Edo. Thank you, Edo. That would be great. Edo says, you can call me Edo for a backstory. I'm a senior at CCAD RN. I'm just working on I'm building a portfolio and making connections with people in the industry. Mainly work in ZBrush, Maya, UE4 and Unity Substance. Designer and painter. I know C# coding, and I like turtles. Well, there you go. I wish I knew C#. You can. That's an incredibly good language to know. Okay, so you're a senior at CCAD, and you're working on building a portfolio and making connections with people in the industry. Okay. Well, Maya's a good program. Smurfberry, do you use Maya? Or am I getting you confused? Smurfberry says, the things you apply to layers aren't layers. They're like generators and paint fillers. Yeah. Or filters, I should say, yeah. I can't right-click on a paint and copy-paste it into another layer. Okay. Turtles are cool, Episbolt. I agree. Edo. Turtles are cool. So yeah, I'm making this shape by hand. Max has a built-in tool. That's one of the reasons a lot of 3D ArchViz studios use Max. It has a lot of built-in tools to do this sort of stuff, which I could be using. But I want more of a unique shape than the tools that are built into Max will give me. Sniper Girl says Sniper Girl uses Maya, there you go. And Edo says, built a game in Unity, has no choice but to learn C#. Okay. You should try UE4 and try the blueprints as well. They're supposed to be very... Well, I mess with blueprints and they are very powerful. But if you know a full-on language like C#, then that's the best way to go. You'll always be in demand if you know that language, if you work in games. Always. Always, always, always. I'm just trying to judge here how big I need this piece to be. I think I need it to be a bit bigger than that. Yeah, a friend of mine knows C and C++. I wish I was better at those languages. I mean, I know some scripting languages because I used to be in web development, but certainly not C#. You love you some C Sharp, Euro? Yeah, I wish I knew it better. I really do. I'd love to be able to do C Sharp programming. Android Lust says, Phil makes me want to try 3D Studio Max. Well, you should try 3D Studio Max. Max is the best. No, it's not. I don't want to start that argument. I've told you guys every 3D program is very good now. Whether it's Blender, whether it's Maya, whether it's Max, whether it's Cinema 4D, whatever you use, they're all very good now. So yes, I'm trying to decide how big I need this to be. I think I still need it to be a bit bigger. Not too big though, because it's a small little terrace. I don't want it to be overwhelmed with the border. Let's try that. Edo says, I did blueprints for the moon in the jungle scene. Okay, no matter where you are, you orient the moon in space, it will always project towards the middle. Cool, well, I'm glad. Yeah, the blueprints in UE4 are very powerful. You can do a lot with blueprints. I haven't used Unity, so I don't want to compare it to Unity, I don't know. But I do know that you can do an awful lot in UE4 with blueprints. If you're not a programmer, you know, you can get around, you can create some cool stuff using blueprints, and that's for people that maybe aren't so good at programming. But if you know C Sharp, you're probably best doing it in C Sharp anyway. Smurfberry says, I've hardly used Max that much, but I've evangelized for it. My history is butts. Edo says, there's a special place in hell for Blender UI. Don't tell Kevin that. Sniper Echo, he uses Blender. Edo says, sorry, Smurfberry. Sniper says, well, would you look who was brought by Autodesk? Android Lust says, sadly I agree. Eversvold says, aren't you? Don't they say Blender is a saint? Android Lust says, Sniper Echo would ban you for that. Yes, Sniper Echo uses Blender. And Blender's very good. Don't diss Blender, I mean. It is very good with the 2.8 update, particularly. Blender's come a long way. I'm going to throw down an edit poly. Okay, no, before I do that, I'm going to do an extrude. There we go. I just want to extrude it just a little bit. Not that much. Let's go to 0.1. There we go. Sniper Echo says, I'm wrapping my hammer now. Android Edo says, people who like the Blender user interface are in denial. I like their real-time stuff though. Euro says, I just hate people who preach 3D suites. They're all capable software and to each their own. No, that's exactly right. Euro has it spot on. They're all very good now. There is not one that's better than the other. They're all very good. They all get the job done. That's the important thing. The only difference is the way you get there. Like some of the interface is the main differences really between most 3D programs. Apart from that, they all work pretty much the same way. You always work with tris, verts, polys. It's all the same. It's just the tools that differentiate the different programs really. It's working out which way around I want this to go. I think I want it to go this way. Okay, so now I'm going to do an edit poly. I'm going to select the face. Sniper says, yeah, once it's not ZBrush, I don't care to be honest. Edo says, I'm trying to learn ZModeler. Android Lust says ZBrush has a top tier user interface. Yes, you know how much I love the interface of ZBrush. Android Lust, you cheeky, you want a full slap. Sniper Girl says, what do you mean to say that Maya is the only way to go? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying that at all. Just like I'm not saying Max is the only way to go. I'm saying you use what you feel comfortable with. Or you can afford, because Blender is completely free. I mean, you can't get better than free. You don't have to spend any money at all to get into 3D. You use Blender. It's very good. Where is this thing I'm looking for? Extrude along spline, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Why do I keep losing that? Why? There we go. Let me just undo that because I want to use the modifier for it, not this one. Edo 2.8 is in beta, download Sniper Echo is saying. There we go. Now let me just pull in here so we can clean up our mesh a little bit. I don't know why that happens. It just seems to happen occasionally when you're doing an extrude along a path. It's easy enough to fix though, so let's just do a quick slice through here. Let's select our polygons and delete them. And I want to delete that interface. And I just want to select these two edge loops and I'm going to bridge them. Okay, so now we have our railing, the bottom railing for our lower terrace. Oh, I'm going to do that. Let me deselect that, that would help. So if I just pull this down, let me just move it down a little bit. Like that. Now we can jump out of isolation mode. We're getting there. So yeah, we just need to add railings here and add some detailing through here, and then we just have to start doing some texturing stuff. But we're getting there. We are getting there. Let's do a quick save. I think we might call it a day though, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to thank you though for being here, hanging out and watching. Remember, I'm live on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific in the United States. That's midday in Australia, or 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. Like I said though, you guys are talking about ZBrush and stuff. I do want to thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me and for watching. Remember, if you enjoyed the stream, please remember to follow my Twitch channel by hitting the follow button. That'll give you a reminder when I go live that way. You can also follow me on Twitter at PhilDoes3D if you need a reminder that way, because I always post when I go live to Twitter. And also don't forget to join the Discord server, which you can do whether I'm live or not by clicking that blue graphic in my panels below my stream that says join the PhilDoes3D Discord server. You can get an invite link to join that way. You're quite welcome, Android Lust. I'm in Australia, Edo. Yep, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. So I'll be back on Monday next week, live again, 5 p.m. Pacific in the United States. You're quite welcome, Sniper Echo. Thank you guys and girls though very much again for being here and for watching and for hanging out in chat and making a stream an enjoyable thing, because I like talking to you guys in chat and I love looking at your work. Hopefully I will see you guys again on Monday next week, and we'll pick this up and hopefully finish this model off so we can then take it into Mari and Substance Painter and start doing some texturing. You're quite welcome. Thank you guys and girls for being here, and hopefully I'll see you on Monday next week. You guys have a great weekend. See ya.